So let me start this. 58 years old gentleman had an unstable angina, preserved ejection fraction. He's had an angioplasty with a cipher stent in 2011, 3.528 to LAD, diabetic and hypertensive. This is his angiogram. You can see there is ostial proximal circumflex and ISR in the LAD stent. That's a dominant circumflex, and the cipher stent has done well for so long, but there is some amount of an ISR which is better seen in the previous injections. You can see in this. And the strategy, when we look at it, did a LAD pullback IVUS. Ostium is about 9.13. Minimum lumen area inside that LAD is 3.71, and distal edge is about 5.7, under expanded with some new hyperplasia. So when you do the pullback from the circumflex to the left main, the ostium is significantly narrowed. You can see there hardly any space, 2.9 millimeters square is the least. So the strategy, as like my good friend has said, if there's a stent already present in the osteoproximal LAD, optimize that stent and use a drug-eluting balloon, and then use that stent as the first stent and have the second stent strategy for a dedicated bifurcation stenting. So here we plan to do like a crush method. So left main to circumflex using a plaque modification with 3.5 to 12 Wolverine. This is, I think, the greatest game changer when it comes to circumflex ostium. Stenting is not a solution. Plaque modification and gaining the largest lumen possible before you scaffold with a metal end delivery for the purpose of delivery of drug as well as preventing recoil. But if you have not gained sufficient lumen, putting a stent does not help you so much. So after that, again, 3.5 cutting balloon was used in the ISR segment in the LAD. Now you can see the pullback subsequent to the cutting balloon, Wolverine. You can see areas of cuts in the circumflex. And now it's still, the minimum lumen area is not greatly gained, 2.91. But what I forgot to mention or bring your attention to is look at the area in the left main. Can you see that? 22 millimeters square. And then you have a circumflex 2.91, distal circumflex 5.86 or 9.3 when you look at it. How do you, I don't think we would have treated with a stent if this were to be a time before Megatron. And this was God sent for this patient because this stent, which is built to be expanded up to 6 millimeters square without losing its scaffolding integrity, without losing the polymer's integrity, drug delivery kinetics, and also giving you a side cell access up to 5 millimeter. Side branch, you can post dilate up to 5 millimeters square. So I think this has been greatest development that has happened to left main. So here we treated that stent from the left main, 3.4 into 32 megatron from left main to circumflex, and then we used 3.532 mm synergy further down, XD, to cover that lesion because the area was low there. Port was done initially with 4. You can see here the port was done with 6 into 8 mm emerged sand, 6 millimeter. And rest everything is standard, recross, simultaneous cliss, and then do another pot. What did we achieve? I would like you to focus on the proximal edge. Look at the average diameter is about between 6.47 to 5.77. I think 6 millimeter is the diameter in the left main, and area is about 29 millimeter square. Circumflex ostium is about 8.28 millimeter square and distal 10.48. And this is the final injection. And I am sure, although there is high probability of recurrence in circ ostium, but this patient should not have it. Thank you.